Welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I see lots of familiar faces. We'll look down here and just greet you. Flip-flop of schedule tonight. We are having Kristopher tonight, and something happened with his work situation, so he has a 5 o'clock phone call. So he's going to be joining me earlier in the show than I anticipated, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to go in here to my Sidus Link app, and I'm going to fire up my lights. I think they're on, but need to be a little brighter. And so tonight's show is going to be exciting. We're going to look at the Stream Deck Pedal, which is a new purchase. Thank you so much for those of you that use my associate links. When I have a video up and you click on those links, you pay the same, but I do get some money back, and I've been saving that money to purchase different things to bring on the show. Obviously, I want to always bring on the show things that are actually going to help me, and so that tool will help me. I'm constantly having to turn chat on and off the air, so that may be one use of the pedal. If you don't know anything about the pedal, we'll talk a little bit about that, but Stream Deck is something that many of us have used over the years, and I have a Stream Deck in my studio. My son has a Stream Deck in his gaming bedroom next door, so I use my Stream Deck mainly for my lights, but there are some other things that you can do with it besides just turn lights on and on. You really can run your show from it, especially if you're streaming from a PC or a Macintosh, but you can also use the companion app and create buttons to control things in your ATEM, whatever type ATEM you have. If you have a Constellation, if you have an ME2, ME1, if you have the old HD version, ATEM Mini, Mini Pro ISO, Extreme ISO, and the list just goes on. Now there's the new Extreme SDI version, which means you have SDI inputs instead of HDMI, and I'm holding out for half and half. One day, 4 HDMIs and 4 SDIs, or even more. 5 and 5 would be great. 6 and 6 would be great. But I'm looking forward to the possibility of having a tool like that. So let's just say hi in the chat. Let me just make sure I am set up here. And let's see. Let's turn clear chat and turn chat on the air here. And let's just go through here, catch up and say hi, and let me know if everything sounds good. I will look at this last, and I don't have a little bit more delay tonight. I apologize for that. I forgot to set it up, but I think first in the house tonight was DG Ware. Thanks for joining me, followed by Freddie. Freddie popped in. It's good to have you. He loves the Skycam. Then we had Tech for Fun, which is Joe. I missed you, I think, last week, Joe. I missed you. It was great to have you again here tonight. Says, hi, Keith. I was having a bad day. Then I heard this music, and I'm still having a bad day. Well, you know, I know that you love. So hi to Joe, and I know I will redeem your bad start. Then we have Tony here. No message there, it looks like, but he said hi. Good evening, everyone. And then we have Dave from Down Under. Hopefully all of those popped up on the screen. Trying to get my phone out of the way here. And let me continue down here. Then we have Doug. Get that on the screen there. We have Doug here, Force Online. Again, a lot of these guys have their channels. Go check out their channel, subscribe to them, like their videos. And then we have Hank, Stop and Think, and it's great to have you as well. So we have a good full house. I think I got everybody on the screen. I'll have to watch the replay to see that. So the plan tonight is no post show again. Still trying to get caught up and do a post show. So tonight we're kind of blending both shows. We are going to talk a little bit about this project I'm doing with my son, Kristopher. One of the things I want this channel to be about being creative and just kind of that creative exchange. And it's nice to have someone in the studio who's created with me before. We worked together on the Batman display, the Batmobile, and now we're going to work together on a project for him. It's a late birthday present. We've just been waiting for a chance to do a stream about it, and then we're going to do a build together. I'll put together a video. It will be on the channel, and we may talk about it again. But the big celebrity tonight is going to be this little puppy right here. The box is not open. You have this little tear off here. We're going to unbox this here shortly. Just trying to figure out what's happening first. If Kristopher is going to pop in here at 5, it looks like at 4:15. So anyway, if you have any questions to start the show about anything we've talked about, I did put a short up announcing tonight's live stream. I've never done that before, so it was kind of cool to put that up. And let me just text him. So he'll be joining us at 4:15, it looks like. I think I hear him in the house. Rhythm's out there as well. My little granddaughter, you saw her a few weeks ago when I did the Thankful live show, and it is now November, so welcome to November 1st, 2022. I love the month November. It gives me a chance to be thankful. I love my wife's little, let's see, no, I don't want the still image up there. Let's try this again. Where is it? Still image post show. Let me try that again. Wow, Mix Effect is not working now, so this will be interesting. I'm up there twice. So let me go back here and let me reboot Mix Effects and come back in again and see if I can get that working. Lots of fun little things happening now. Let's save that. Let's try this now again. Still image post show. Yeah, those macros are not working on my tablet tonight. So let me go into this, and those aren't working either. Wow, none of my macros are working. So my ATEM's been acting up. I had to actually reboot before the live show. It rolled my intro. I rolled my intro from my iPad. It looks like we're streaming fine. Got good data, but for some reason right now we are not getting any macros playing. Let's try this right here. Let me take chat off the air and switch to this overhead camera. And let's try one more macro here. Yeah, not really quite sure. Chat off the air. My overhead camera timed out. Sorry about that. So my background's not right. So anyway, hours and hours of preparation. And then of course, the still image was there that I was trying to show you guys, but it didn't play. So this is going to be the star of the show. And I just want to give you guys a glimpse of this here real quickly. Here is the back. And you can see it is a foot pedal with 3 buttons. And you can actually have this little GUI opened up so you can add icons and see what you have on pedal 1, pedal 2, pedal 3. So when we unbox this tonight, we're going to be looking at the different things that you can do with it, as well as look at the different springs that you can put in to stiffen it up so it doesn't accidentally switch something on you when you're resting your foot on it. But you also can replace the middle pedal with little rubber feet so it doesn't engage, so you can have 2 outside pedals. But it's a Stream Deck with only 3 buttons, and that's if you use all 3. But I think because it's on the floor, it is an amazing tool, and it's going to be fun to unbox that here tonight. So we'll be looking forward to that. We'll see if we can play this stinger back to my main. So things are working now. Not sure what was going on with that still image, but let's go ahead and have a sip of brew. So if you have any questions, I would love to address those here in the chat. Before Kristopher gets here and we make a segue. Yeah, the chat is a little tinier tonight. And I apologize for that. I made some changes in the studio, so Joe will just have to live with that. It's good to have TVJ here. Thanks for joining me, Jay. Jay has usually a Monday night live stream. Let us know if you had a live stream last night, Jay, and we would love to go back and check that out if you did go live last night. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a live build with Kristopher. A casual would be a lengthy build. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit tonight. He and I have talked about it, and then videotape that as well. A lot of the builds going on in the garage. That's where we can spray paint. So we'll see how that goes. But that's a good point, Joe. And it would be fun to do that. Hi is going out from David. Hi to Freddie from Hank. Stop and think. I love this. This was addressed to Hank, but he says, I'm 34. What advice do you have for me at 86? That would be a great conversation to be a third party on what Hank would say. Spock says, live long and prosper. That's cute. I like that. Obviously, lots of fun. No, I probably won't do that stream with socks and shoes off in the garage, but thanks for that wonderful idea there, Joe. Yeah, the texture would be of the floor in the garage. I've been in there with bare feet before. It's nothing to get too excited about. Freddie's asking me this question. I'll go ahead and address it. So what have I decided I'm going to use the pedal for? I'm torn between chat on, chat off, and then one other pedal probably to run my stinger. Then I could have my hands free to change to different windows. I don't know. There's lots of things that I can do with the pedal. I definitely will be using it for Zoom when I'm on a Zoom training call. So again, you can use it for your computer. You can actually set it up so you could scroll up and down or scroll up when you are doing a training. If you were a teacher or someone doing a live Zoom training, you can change cameras using Companion app. So you can create some Stream Deck buttons with Companion. For that, I can control mix effects with the pedal if I wanted to. So there's so many buttons you push. It's just going to be nice to have some buttons dedicated right here on the floor. And then I would be able to look down instead of having to mouse around or point around. I just thought it would be a cool addition. So we'll see, Freddie, how that goes. But as of right now, I think it's going to be chat on the air, chat off the air. And then I'd like to create a button to switch between my overhead camera and switch back to my chat, which is my PC plugged into my ATEM Mini Pro, because I'm constantly reaching over to switch between those two channels. So if I want chat on the screen, I have to be in channel 3 in my ATEM Mini Pro. And again, that comes into channel 3. And if I want cam 3 on, there's Kristopher. So if I want camera 3 on, then I have to switch back to that. And that's my overhead camera. So I may use that third button to do that. So we will see. So, but good question, Freddie. Thank you for asking that. Yeah, that's right. I guess I saw that still today. So Jay did his live stream last night, horror stories, basically about some of the TV work that he does. So he was sharing some of those scary stories. That's perfectly appropriate for a Halloween night. So go check out Jay's live stream last night. I will too. That should be fun. Obviously watching it recorded, but we'll get back to that. Let's just look here real quickly, and then we're going to switch cameras and have this conversation with Kristopher. So, oh, I might try the pedal barefoot just to test the texture. but it probably won't be during the live show, Joe. That's cute. Okay, way too much information, Joe. 6 toes. Well, that's exciting. So you have one to spare. So that's very cute. Okay, well, let's switch cameras over here, turn chat off the air, and I'm going to join Kristopher here. You can grab your microphone, bud, and put my wireless microphone on. Oh, dropped it. Put this on right here, I think. And let's switch cameras and go over to the other set. So let's see. I just need to find the macro. Okay, testing the microphone. Seems to be working, so let me roll this around. And let's roll this around so we can see what's happening here. Well, welcome, Kristopher.
What's up?
What's up? So, why don't you give us a test on your microphone?
Test.
See? One more time. Cool. So, obviously, we did this little Batman, and I can turn it on. I've got buttons here, so I can turn this on. You can push that button right there. And then up here, I have charging our little sound effect thing. So turn this on, and then I can hit play. If it's going to go.
It tried.
It tried. Let's go off, back on again. It's going to be a testy night here, I can see. There we go. So obviously we have sound effects, and then underneath here there's some lights for the Batmobile, and then I'll kind of aim that up so everybody can see it. And so that's just a little better look. Actually bring it over here, and we'll set it on the table. And so the sound effects just add ambiance. And so we're going to actually take that display idea and then build one for you. So we'll set this back here out of the way. Well, let's talk about this just for a second. So talk to me about what went into this one.
This one?
Yeah.
Lots of trial and error.
So
trying to figure out the smoke, trying to figure out the Batmobile being positioned right. The whole thing was
right
off the cuff, but
so if you lift up that Batcycle underneath it, you have the same 4 little cases. You can show them that. They're all strapped together, but you can hold it up and show it to the camera. So that's actually the same little Walmart tray set. So they're actually trays with little handles that we use. So back here you have the back tray, and then the big tray is right here facing up, and then this second size tray is in facing down, and then we have a dowel that goes inside the tray, and it's glued in, and then it's semi-glued into the Batmobile because I do have to pull it off to change the batteries. They're little tiny batteries. I wish I had the technology to wire it all together.
yeah.
And so talk just a little bit about, and then grab some foam there. Talk about what we did to make fire.
So we took pillow stuffing, I think is what it is.
Pull some out.
And then we basically painted it kind of reddish orange and black.
And there's some paint over there.
And then when you put the red lights on the bottom through it, it looks like it's on fire, and that's just the smoke.
Yeah, so that's the foam, and then there's the 2 colors of, I think I got red, and then yellow, and then we have black back there too. You can pull those out. I just hit them for the beginning of the show. So red,
Yellow.
yellow. I didn't use very much yellow, just a little bit, and then we used some black to give it kind of that dark smoke effect. And this has motion detectors in the back, where I actually can turn the lights on and off with these remote controls. So your display, set those over there, is going to be the Batcycle. So what's some of your ideas for your little display here?
The biggest idea I had was there's a scene in the movie, and it's literally like a split second, so it's hard to kind of pause it at the right spot, where they're in the building with the bat signal, and they do this, which is crazy because that whole thing is those LCD screens,
Yeah.
LED or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not even a real background, but it's the whole cityscape that they kind of positioned and built. Because with the Batmobile, it was easy. You had like the scene where it's flying through the semi truck and catches fire, but there's no real distinctive Batcycle scene in this one. So I want to get that frame from the movie and put it as the background, so it just looks like he got his Batcycle up there. And if you get the right angle on it, it has the bat sign in it.
Right.
So if you just position it right, do the foreground and stuff right, then you'll be able to, it'll look just like the bike sitting there.
So do you think you'll do any smoke in yours?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I didn't think about that.
But
that's just one of the ideas.
So these are the same LED lights we have, and they're little, they have little battery compartments. What I like about these is that you can use rechargeable batteries, and you can also have the motion detecting, and then they come with these little controllers, so you could actually change colors of the lights. So I did want to have some kind of control over that, so I got you 2 sets. And then hand me the glitter. So to make pavement, I actually got some of this glitter that also, it's kind of an onyx color, and it adds this kind of sparkly looking asphalt to this. I wish I'd got more around the Batmobile, but I can always add more of that. So black paint, then glitter, more black paint, trying to mix it up and make it really, really, really look cool. So that also is going to be possible for his display. So,
But like I said, I don't know if that's the definitive one that I want to do. That was just when we were spitballing ideas the other night.
right.
There's a million things you could do with that one. This one was a very specific moment. Kind of have to make up the Batcycle whole thing.
Well, and we've been talking about it for what, 2-3 weeks now, trying to come up with the right idea and then build it. I've had the Batcycle for you and the Batman and the LED lights for about, I don't know, when was your birthday?
A month ago.
So you turned 24?
Yeah, I wish.
How old are you?
39.
39 years old, man. Congratulations. And you actually are going to go out because you have a client call. You do solar panels for a company called Solgen, and you actually make the phone calls. So
yeah, I have a close.
Yeah.
So it's just a solar consult with a proposal and everything.
And it's all done on your computer.
Yeah, on my MacBook.
So you're already kind of figuring out the whole technology thing to be face-to-face with people.
Yeah, well, when COVID hit, luckily right before that, Solgen had started doing Zoom before Zoom was this big thing during the pandemic. And so they were kind of ahead of the curve as far as that type of business goes. So then it just went over to Microsoft Teams, and now that's what they do. They'll do in-homes and in the main office, like meetings with customers, but it's typically all over video meeting.
Cool. So now we've both kind of been fans of Batman for years, right?
Yeah.
So what was your favorite Batman?
Oh.
I mean, originally when you were growing up, did you have a favorite Batman?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton, which is probably the most popular Batman for my kids, probably. Well, maybe Bryson never really grew up in the Michael Keaton years.
Bryson's probably more like the Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, yeah.
So.
And then obviously, what was my favorite Batman?
Adam West.
Adam West. And so I have my little Adam West display, and if you guys saw the intro reel, I had my 1966 Batmobile on the shelf. And then this Batman, I really like the 2022 Batman. I think what I love this scene. First of all, I think it's one of the cool scenes in movies. And obviously, this is coming over a sign, but in reality, it's a semi-truck in the movie. And I almost got a semi-truck, but I just thought the logo behind it would be really cool because everybody kind of knows what this flying scene is. And then I put the Joker out here because he goes, I got you, and I like him just being down here where Batman has his. This Batman is the one that comes with the car, and then we have a sawed in half Batman inside. So if I do a close-up with my camera, there is a Batman inside and outside. So now talk about the Batman that you got.
It's I don't know what scale it is. Let's see.
Does it say? I think it is less than 1/6 scale.
But yeah, the bike and the Batman are perfectly to scale for whatever scale this is.
Then they have him without costume in his kind of nighttime garb with a different bike that he rides at night. But we're doing the actual.
Yeah, my buddy has that on his desk at work.
Yeah.
The other one. So, yeah, I mean, we have to just kind of come up with the idea because there's no real definitive scene where he's flying through a semi-truck on fire in his bat.
So you and Roxy was on the live stream a few weeks ago. It was really cool to have her Rhythms here too tonight in the house. But you guys have like a shelf that you already have a bunch of stuff. So what's on that shelf right now?
Well, when I first met her, we were getting ready to go in her apartment, and she's like, "Don't think I'm a nerd," and I was like, "What? Why?" And she had this whole Star Wars display wall with comic books and figures and little models she would put together. So we just kind of downsized that as far as what's on the shelf, but it's Star Wars posters mainly right now, but there's a couple comics up there, so probably gonna have to find a different shelf on the bottom lower than it,
right?
Because the shelf we have is like this big, so this whole thing would take it up. So I got to figure out a spot for it.
It is really cool when you walk in your house, that shelf is right there. You have like a walkway into the bedroom hallways, bathroom hallway, and then the kitchen's kind of semi to the left.
Yeah.
And then I think it would be cool to have something right there when you come in, iconic. But
we might move that mirror. But now Rhythm's obsessed with the Star Wars wall and says Star Wars and goes, when she's Baby Yoda. It's pretty
funny. If you haven't seen Rhythm, again, she's a couple weeks ago in my Thankfall live stream. So do you have a favorite Batman now that's different? Is this now your...
I don't know. It's hard because Michael Keaton was the original main Hollywood movie version of it where it wasn't, too comic booky. And then The Dark Knight came out, and that has like the most iconic villain of all time in it. I think Batman, though, I really liked the new one. It was just way more like the comics, about detective work, and not too showy, I guess.
Yeah.
So
obviously, they would say the original 1966 Batman was very campy. That's kind of a style of humor. But what I loved about that movie as well was just the rhythm of it and the fact that he was solving all these riddles. I think that's the perfect villain for that kind of opening movie. Plus, it's like year two, right? And there's not really any movies that have year two like that. There was an original movie with Batman, but I just liked kind of where they picked up the story because he was still in transition between, kind of being Bruce Wayne doing his thing at night. And then also Batman. So there's almost two characters in this one. So what else stood out to you about the movie? Anything?
I just like those kind of crime thriller, like Along Came a Spider, the Jack Ryan movies, things like that. So when they took Batman, which I like, and then they added that to it, I thought, it was just awesome. It was cool because it was a mystery, and you're trying to figure. It's the Riddler the whole time.
Right.
But it's just cool to see them go through the clues, and then it leads to other things, culminating in like the whole end thing. So.
Yeah, and plus the Catwoman angle, I thought was pretty cool, how that was developed. So anyway, so you and I are going to capture those moments, one for my house. And like I said, I really do like this. It just kind of accentuates the creative heart that I have. And it's cool that we were able to create something like that, and that you and I and Dominic did this together. So I'm looking forward to doing this build. Now, they're asking if we would be willing to do some building live. And so how do you feel about trying to do some building live, spending about an hour in a live stream doing part of this build?
That's fine.
Okay. So we'll pencil out an idea. We're still working on it. You're looking for that clip, and then what we're going to do is we're going to try to get it printed out so that could be on the background. And the cool thing about this, Kristopher, I was going to say, is that, you know, I like this could be just the backdrop.
Yeah.
And you said you wanted to have something longer, so these two could literally be, or you could stack this on top of that, and that could be the platform with this. What, you know, this is the background, which is kind of what I did, but I used the shorter one, and we used the bigger one down here. So anyway, and we could go back and get other stuff. Obviously, mine came the same color, but they had to be painted.
Yeah.
And so pretty cool. Well, any last thoughts about this bat build?
Just excited to get time away from my laptop to do it. Holy cow.
Yeah, and you got to go do a call here tonight.
Yep.
So, well, thanks first of all for being on the live stream. You've been here before.
Well, yeah.
And part of what I like to do in the live stream is share some of the creative things going on in our family. And plus, you know, you're leaving here and you're going to be live in front of a client.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. Talking to them about the advantages of solar panels and solar energy. And so cool. I'm looking forward to building this as well. Are you really that, I mean, how old are you again?
39.
How can you be 39 when I'm only 45?
I don't know, it's a weird time paradox.
Time paradox. Well, cool. Well, I know you got to go. So I will have to field the questions because my chat is over there. So if you guys have any questions, I'll try to answer them for Kristopher. And then when we do that other live stream, I will write down some of those questions and then we'll ask him when we do that live. And we'll do probably a Tuesday, maybe a Tuesday night where we do about an hour and a half live build. That would be cool. If you guys think that's a good idea, please say nay or yay to live Batcycle build in the chat. That would be really cool. So thank you. I'm going to take that microphone from you.
Not only you only need two of the other guys from our band, and the whole band's been on your.
I know Matt's been in here, so really cool. So thank you, son.
Blake and Darren, if you dare.
We'll clean this up just a little bit. I'm going to head back over.
Peace out.
Okay, well, I'm back, and it looks like the microphone is working, and there goes the stinger. So we're going to shut this down. Let me make sure I have the right microphone here live. Cool. Other ones went off automatically because I created a macro. So I have been enjoying making macros. We are going to jump right into the Stream Deck pedal, but let me just look down here. At the chat, I think I can put chat on the air right here. And let's just see what some of your comments were about that segment. Freddie says hi to Kristopher. I'll let him know, Freddie, you said that. Tony, you as well. Thank you. I will let him know. That is going to be a cool project. We are definitely going to document better this time. So I plan on having my little DJI camera in there, my action camera. I am going to set up a camera. And if we did do a live, I probably will do the same kind of live that I did before on how to light a green screen. The downside is just be aware that the audio is not that great in the garage, but that's definitely the fun part. Would be doing some spray painting and things like that. So the documented version obviously will be a lot more fun to watch, but if you want to see that thing happen live, it might be cool to be in the room. Yeah, that's my other background, kind of my alternative, Tony. So I saw that comment as well. So I can go to camera one, aiming that direction. And so that's a whole nother set. And I did want to put the set tonight in the corner. So you guys saw a different view. And then I decided to go with the side camera. I just thought that would be kind of cool because you can shoot down the table. And I just liked that look tonight. So, okay. TVJ is also 39. Really cool. Thanks for sharing that. Freddie says, I'll be 50 this Thanksgiving. Well, that's something to be thankful for. 50 years old. That's incredible. Turning 61 in December. Got lots of birthdays here. My birthday's in June. I will be 62. Let's see. Weren't you 61 last year, Tony? Wow. Can feel the love in the room between those two guys. Let's just go through here. The Batman scene for Kristopher is going to be just inside his house. Either they're going to take a mirror down and put up another shelf. I know with the Millennium Falcon, they already need to expand where they put their display, but it just brings them some joy, and they love it. And obviously, getting lost in a movie, I think, is something really, really cool. And I love movies in general. And so even though we spend most of our time talking technology, having those little sideline things, and then the stuff on my shelf back there, I really just love those things. They make me smile because I work in this room as well. So it's fun to have those things. Yeah, Kristopher's mic is gone, so sorry about that. He had it on his, he just put it on a string on his sweater, so I don't know if that was the best mic placement. That's on me, the host, so. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'd have to learn more about that, DJ Ware. So maybe, I think you and I have emails now. I don't know. I think we do. I would love to know maybe how to control the LEDs lights. I'd love to just have a remote. One button would have it light up. The other button would have the sound come on as well. I'd have to have some other sound machine that could all be tied in together. And I'm sure you could do that just through wiring it. So power comes on and it will play, because that thing's set up to play automatically when you have a track in there. So yeah, a little bit of Batman music on my original display, and we'll have to have something in Kristopher's as well. And there's a really cool bat signal you can get right now. It's not cheap, but it's authentic, and it actually, there's a whole 1/6 figure set that you can get. We've been trying to stick with the DC ones that are $19, $20 for these smaller DC figures, where these other figures start around 200 and go up even higher. There is a new Batman and Robin 1966. It's going to be available sometime next year for about $175. You have to buy them overseas, but I'm sure there's going to be some United States distributors, and then you got to pay freight as well. So a couple $100, that's a lot cheaper than the Hot Toys original Batman and Robin that aren't available anymore. You could spend up to $1,500 to $1,200 to $1,500 to buy just those two pieces. So, and no Ratso tonight. He is on a respite. So we'll have to have Ratso in a stream coming up. Again, I do enjoy Ratso. Had my hands full tonight, so I'm not adding Ratso to the plate. So, okay, let's get into the DJI. Actually, shoot. The Elgato Stream Deck Pedal. How's that for a segue? So let's switch up here. Let's turn chat off the air and switch inputs. And let me fire up camera 2 one more time. And let's go into this other look. Me and the overhead camera. Okay, we're going to unbox this. Let's hit record. Try that one more time. Okay, we're gonna unbox this Stream Deck Pedal by Elgato. I have a Stream Deck XL in my studio, and I have other Elgato. I have a key light. I have a key light on this side, a key light on that side. I have a little key light mini, which is not on tonight. For some reason, it wasn't working, and I didn't get a chance to reset it. But all of those are controlled on a Stream Deck. Now I will be able to do some controlling from this device. So let me show you the back side. Shows you using it as a foot pedal, and all the information is pretty much on the back, and then you have the little GUI that's going to be available as well. And the Stream Deck software, if you have the latest version, should detect this perfectly fine, and then you can add the Stream Deck as one of your options. And again, you're going to end up with 3 buttons. So that is the back, and then obviously you have other stuff on the sides. Nothing super exciting there, but it does tell you I'm right here. Let's switch cameras on this screen. Tells you what's in the box. If I can get this in my shot. Come on. So there's what's in the box. And so we're going to open it up. Okay, so there's this little section in the back we tear, throw that in the trash, then it'll open up. So let's open up and see what's inside. So there we have, the box is open, and then inside is the pedal, and it's pretty hefty. This is not a light little device, so it has the tag on the back. We'll open this here in a second. Let's see what else is inside here. You have the little instructions right here, and it's a few pages. So tells you about how to do the install. So we'll look at that here in a second. And then also in here, you have the rubber studs, and that's so that you can block pedal number 3, or in the middle pedal, sorry. So you could have pedal 1, pedal 3, and then the middle pedal, if you don't want to have it be a switch, you can put these in instead. Set that aside here. And then you have the set of springs. So it comes with kind of a medium tension springs. So here's the spring set 2000, spring set 1400, spring set 1000, and spring set 700. So literally you have the springs that are in it, and then you have 4 more sets. So whatever tension you want, you have here pretty much nowadays. And I think that's what they originally offered. They have added some extra screws. Then you have the long cable, and we're going to be plugging that in here in a second. And this is USB-C on one side, and then the regular setting. Now, if you have a USB-C cable that will support 2.0, then you can actually use USB-C to USB-C. They say that on their site, and we'll look at that page here in just a minute. So got the long cable, so I am going to unwrap this before we get to the pedal, just so it is ready to go, because I am going to use it. And I like it's kind of the cloth version of these cables, so it is quite long, and I'm sure someone's going to want to know, so we're going to open it up, and we'll stretch it out, and it looks like it's probably my height and a half. So we'll look at the specs and see how long that is, but let me set this down for right now. We are going to plug that in here momentarily. And then also in here is this little Elgato manual that comes with all of their stuff, and it is in the box as well. And that's it. It's just got a cardboard insert, nothing else in the box. So we're going to close this now, and we'll look at the pedal. So set this down, bring the pedal back over here, and there you go. So again, nice size. Just open this up and reach inside the bag here and pull the pedal out. And you can see, I think originally it came with 4 screws, and if you want to change the tension and all of that, you do have to have a screwdriver. I don't intend to do that tonight. I will open it up in a video that I'm going to be doing on my channel, and so you can stay tuned with that. And then on the back, you can see right here, you've got the USB-C input, and then you have the different pedals. So they hinge in the back, and that's it. So this goes on the floor, and again, it's quite hefty. It's got steel back. The rest of it's made out of hard plastic. And again, you have the ability to plug it in, and then you're going to use the GUI. It's not like a regular Stream Deck where you have little lights on it. It's not got a monitor built into it. Literally is just a pedal with 1, 2, 3 different buttons that you can activate, and you can have different buttons assigned to different pages in your Stream Deck. And in a live show, you can literally change pages. That's what's really exciting about it. So 3 buttons could really be 30 buttons if you use 10 different pages for this, and then just switch pages in the middle of your live stream. So again, I love the fact that this is going to be integrated, that I'll be able to use this live, and we'll see how it helps me here in my live stream. So that's the pedal. So again, you have the book, you have the cable right here, you have all those different springs that come with it. Right here, the different sizes of springs. So we have 1,000, 700, 1,400, 200, and then the ones that are in it. And then you have these rubber metal middle pedal stoppers, and they go into the middle pedal, which we're over here right now. Now, this could actually, if you rested your foot on here, it could activate. If you rested your foot down here, you'd be perfectly fine, because the hinge is on this side, which you can see is the thinner side. And then this side is the side you push, and you can see that those click just like that. So again, nice. Got to remove the screws to change the springs, or put these pedal stoppers in here to block this center pedal. And I guess that's if you were going to keep your foot on it all along, but seems like a waste of a button to do that. So, okay, so now we're going to hook it up, and we're going to look at the software. So let's go back to the main camera here. So now what I want to do is we're going to hook it up. So I'm going to grab the HDMI cable. Going to lose my main mouse here. Plug this into the pedal right here. So that side's plugged in. And then this side is going to go into my desk. Turn the multi-view back, and we'll rotate that around again. And I'm just going to untangle this cable. Now I'm going to feed it back behind my desk after we're done live tonight, but for tonight I'm just going to plug it in. And then let me do some desk sharing here. Okay, so let me switch over here. Me and my laptop. There you have it. So immediately once I plugged it in, the GUI opened up, and it is right here. And you could slide that onto another screen or back to this screen. Sorry about the crazy backgrounds tonight. And then so here you have it. It comes with this icon in the middle from the very beginning. Now, again, if you already have updated your Stream Deck software, it just pops up. It wasn't there before, but as soon as I plugged it in, it defaulted to pedal. And I could go in here and change to my Stream Deck XL, and I can go back to this Stream Deck pedal. And then I can also go down here to default profiles and I can open up other things. But for right now, we're just going to look at this. Then I have the iPhone because I do have the mobile app as well. So then I could drag over. So let's just say I want to operate my lights. Let me see if I can find. There's the control center. Now, right now, I need to be careful because I'll lose these lights if I mess with this. So let's do this. How about if I just adjust some brightness? So we'll go like that. So now I have brightness available. And right now, it's my light strip behind me. And I can go up 10%, and let's just go ahead and do that again. Adjust brightness, and that will go minus 10%. And then I will set this on the floor. So both these buttons are now armed. The left button being, what does it say? The left button is 10% up in the light, and that's the LED lights behind me. And then this other pedal is 10% down. So I'm going to try it, and we'll go to a wide shot, and we'll see what happens with those lights in the background. Okay, let's switch camera angles here. So we have those LED lights over my shoulder right there, lighting up the hide and seek champion of the world. Plus I have my bobblehead Batman up there. By the way, when I was doing my thankful live stream, I had to put Shannon's decorations back, and I put my Batman bobblehead up there, and he came crashing down, broke his cape. I had to glue a bunch of pieces back together again. So I am going to buy a new one, but that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so button 1 should make things go up in lighting. And button 2 should make things go down in lighting. And I can see them go all the way down to 0. So it is working, and let's see if they come up again. Yeah, so they don't go a big long range, but there you go. If I just wanted to adjust those lights up and down, I can just tap away on the pedal, and I think that's really cool. So let's play with something else using it now as well. So let's go back to me and my laptop. Okay, so you could also, let's see, do I have Companion open? My stream. Let's not play that. Let's see here. Move this GUI out of my way. Yeah, I do have Bit Focus Companion open here. Got the GUI in the way. So you could also create companion buttons and then drag those in as well. I haven't tried it yet, but that would be really cool because what I have right here is buttons that will actually change what is in the display here. So let me make sure my camera 3 is live, which it is. Let's put something interesting here on the camera. And so if I push those buttons right now on my Stream Deck, I can change cameras. Basically, I'm changing what's in box 2 in SuperSource. So I can do that with Companion. Companion is using the Stream Deck to control my ATEM SuperSource. And so just like I can use Mix Effects and the app to make changes to SuperSource, I can also use Companion to do that. So if you can create buttons on the Stream Deck, you should be able to load those in to Companion as well on the Stream Deck as well into the foot pedal. And so that's one of the things that I'm going to play with. I'm not going to try to do that live tonight just because I don't want to have a disaster on my hand. And remember, I'm live, so I'm using the lights. I'm using these different images, these different angles. But okay, so let's go here to the site. And so you have the Stream Deck software, and you can just download by that, clicking download. And then this is the software that's going to automatically detect if you have a pedal or not. And then you probably have firmware that you can do. So let's go back and look at the Stream Deck up here to settings, and we'll check for updates. You're up to date. So I'm not quite sure that's where you check for updates for the pedal, but I'll have to do a little bit more digging into that. But it's cool that you have the ability to assign different icons. I could also assign an icon to this. So let's just say I want to do, let's see, let's adjust temperature, replace it. And then I'm not going to do Elgato key light key. Let's do my key lights in the back. Oh, that's Bryson's key light air, Elgato key light fill. Let's do the fill, which is this light right there. And so let's go and change the color temperature to something a lot more warm. And then you guys can watch this fill light on this side of me go warm. I'm going to hit the middle button, and that should change that particular light. And then obviously if I wanted to bring it back up, I will bring it back to the normal color temperature. And I usually have it at about 5. I want it a little warm. So I think it was about 49. And so hit that again. And it should be changing the color temperature again. It's really hard for me to see that. Let me just go super cold, and then we'll switch it. And it definitely went super cold, and then go back to something super warm. And it will go super warm as well. We'll go back to that color. Okay. So I could put anything there. I could turn the light on and off using on and off switch. And so I could choose what light this is. So again, that's my light strip behind me. And so I'm going to hit that button, and you guys can watch those lights if they go on and off. Let's switch back to Stinger in the main camera. So this should turn those lights on the corner display off, and then I should be able to turn them back on again, I hope. Then I have the button that brings them up in temperature, and then the button that brings them down in temperature, all live. So we've unboxed the Elgato Stream Deck Pedal, and we have hooked it up. It automatically detected it. I showed you guys the GUI, and let's look at that GUI here real quick. Let's go back to that other view. Let's see, where are you? I need me and my desktop. Sorry. So again, here's the GUI, and the idea of the GUI would be to have this software closed, and then you could still have this on so you could see what buttons you have enabled and what they control. Obviously, you'd have to be able to recognize them via the icons, but I guess the idea of this, if you're a live streamer or a gamer, then you could have this open on your screen. And again, it's a transparent, so you could put it anywhere on the screen and have it live, and I could bring it off of the screen and get it off the air altogether if I wanted to. And it'll size itself depending on what you have your monitor resolution set for. And so keep that in mind. If you want it really tiny, then you're going to have a pretty large monitor size. And I have a 4K monitor over here. And then I use the smaller BenQ monitor segments, because it'll be one big screen, 32-inch, or individual smaller screens with 4 inputs. So I keep this at 1920 so I can see the icons and see my control software when I have it slid over there. So you also have the mobile app. So you could be running your Stream Deck from your mobile phone. You could be running it from your deck itself, and now you could be running this from your pedal. So anything that you could make happen in a Stream Deck, I'm pretty positive you'll be able to make happen in the Elgato Stream Deck Pedal. So again, new edition. I think I paid about $80 for this. 89 or so. I used a Best Buy coupon that I had from other purchases I made. I think it was like a $10 coupon. So again, thank you so much for those of you who support my channel. Usually I buy things on Amazon and use those coupons, but I really wanted to go down to Best Buy and get it, support one of my local stores. I like to be able to walk into Best Buy and touch things. So if they have it there, I usually will go in there and purchase it, but then I'll use the coupons from the Amazon associate links to purchase other things. So, okay. So I'm going to set this back on my desk in case there's any questions. And then let me get back in the chat and see what you guys are talking about in there. So, and it has been an hour. So let's go through here. Joe is asking me, where is the rest of the gear he sent me? Joe, I'm using that stuff in the future. A lot of it's going to be inside the garage for that set. So my goal is to add at least another camera, possibly 2 cameras. I will be replacing my 5D Mark III with a camera in here. And then when I go into the garage, those will be monitors for those cameras, because you sent me 3 monitors, and I thank you for that. The Raspberry Pi's right here as a Stream Deck, even though I don't have it active tonight. In fact, I want to unplug this. It gets rather hot, and I still need to go in there and set the fan settings. So, and then the other stuff is still out there, trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to use it. But again, thank you so much for sending that. I'm not sure if you can use a pedal in the racing game. Tony, I'm sure that's in relationship to using it as a throttle. I don't know. I'm sure that you can use it with some things that throttle up and throttle down. As long as it can be run through a Stream Deck, I'm sure you could use it for that. Like with Elgato, I think you can go up and down light brightness 10% and down 10%, or up in increments of 50. So anything that would have that ability. I know that I heard one person uses it for scrolling up and down when he has a Windows open in his training. So he doesn't have to mouse around. He can just scroll up a page or down a page. You could use it in PowerPoint presentations, I hear, just by using some of the Microsoft plugins for the Stream Deck. I've never used those, but I've heard that those are a possibility. Yeah, I'm not sure about those tensions if they are grams. I'm sure they're not pounds. So, but they do have numbers on them, so I'm sure that is letting you know how much strength they are. And I can pull these out just for the case of the live stream tonight. So let me pull out a set of springs here. Again, this is the ones that say they're 2000. So there's one of the springs right there, and pretty stiff. 2000. So I think that's the largest heavy, and it's pretty tight spring. So if that was in there, you're not going to be able to activate that pedal by accident. So let me put that back in. I don't want to lose it. And then these rubber pads, we should pop those out of here too. Again, this is designed just to replace the springs. And in my behind the scenes video that I'll be recording tomorrow, I will replace them and put these in. But these are the little rubber pegs, and they would go in where the springs are. And then when you push down on that center pedal, it won't go down. And that way you could just rest your foot there. I probably will not be using those. But again, it comes with 2 of those, and then it comes with these springs. And each packet of springs comes with 2. So I haven't opened it up yet, but there are videos online of people open it up. And again, if you want to get in and change the springs, you do have to remove all 6 screws. And I heard the original pedal came out with only the outside screws. And they're different sizes as well. The middle screws are very tiny, not as deep, and the outside screws are deeper. So they must have gone back into design mode and added some more support screws. And I don't know if that was because the plate was giving way or what the deal is, but that happened. So, okay. So let's keep going down here. If you're a lead foot, yeah, you would need those heavier screws. Not sure what that means, DJ Ware. Tony is currently cabling 6,000 square foot at home. Capture some aerial footage of the build today per the builder's request. Made me think of you while I was flying. How are your drones doing? Actually, Joel and I it was really windy on Sunday. We wanted to fly both drones. I let him fly my DJI Mavic 3 Mini Pro. It was just super windy. I mean, that drone, the wind was going from side to side, so that drone was actually leaning and fighting the wind, but it still flew really good. The video looked really good. I just can't